The wild card round for the 2025 NFL playoffs has 6 great matchups, and we have you covered with what you need to know heading into the weekend. The games begin Saturday with Panthers quarterback Bryce Young making his first playoff appearance facing the Los Angeles Rams, and another rendition of the greatest rivalry in NFL history, the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. Sunday brings a quarterback duel between the Buffalo Bills' Josh Allen and the Jacksonville Jaguars' Trevor Lawrence. The San Francisco 49ers visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Los Angeles Chargers traveling cross-country to face New England Patriots quarterback Drake May. And finally, Monday night caps the slate with a pesky Houston Texan defense facing Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Everything you want to know is here in one spot to help you get ready for a loaded weekend of NFL playoff football. Let's get into the full wildcard slate. For this is the Super Wildcard Weekend Edition of TXN Sports World NFL Friday. Hey there, welcome everybody to the Super Wildcard Weekend Edition of TXN Sports World NFL Friday. I am your host, Anthony Florio, joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher and Michael Bullock. 6 games, Super Wildcard Weekend. Nothing more to say, gentlemen, except the road to Super Bowl 60 officially begins tomorrow. The road to Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara 1 month from now. So here we go, folks. Without any further ado, let's dive right on in to all the action. We started off tomorrow afternoon, 4:30 on Fox. It will be the number 5 seed Los Angeles Rams squaring off against the number 4 seed, the Carolina Panthers, from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. On the call for this one, it will be Joe Davis, Greg Olson, Pam Oliver, and Christina Pink. Spread favors the Los Angeles Rams 10.5. A 10.5 point spread for the Los Angeles Rams. And when it comes to postseason history, they've only met once. We're not talking about regular season history. That's done. We're talking about playoff history. They've only met one other time before. And it was in January of 2004. NFC Divisional Playoff. The Carolina Panthers defeating the then St. Louis Rams 29-23 in double overtime at the Dome in America Center in St. Louis. And that year, you remember, the Carolina Panthers went on to the Super Bowl before a gut-wrenching loss to the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 38. So without any further ado, gentlemen, let's dive right on in. And there will be a new feature added to our wrinkle, and that is an X Factor. You'll know that coming up. But start it off with the Rams and the Panthers. Here we go, guys. Los Angeles is expecting wide receiver Davante Adams to return. He has not played since aggravating a left hamstring injury in Week 15. The Rams have missed him most in the red zone, as 9 of his league-leading 14 receiving touchdowns have come in goal-to-go situations. According to ESPN research, the Panthers have allowed only 5 passing touchdowns in goal-to-go situations this season, which is tied for the fewest in the NFL. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford simply said, "Adams is such a great player. I just have to put it in the ballpark and let him go do his thing." As big as this game is for Panthers quarterback Bryce Young, it's bigger for the running game that had only 19 yards last week and 99 the week before. Carolina needs the balance it had in its Week 13 upset win over the Rams, in which the Panthers ran the ball 40 times for 164 yards. That opened it up for Bryce Young, who had 3 touchdown passes, including 2 on 4th and short. The Rams rank second in run block win rate, 74%, while the Panthers are last in run stop win rate, 26.2%, and 26th in EPA allowed per design run. It all sets up for a game where the Rams won't have to take as many risks because they should have success on the ground with Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. But they will be without Kevin Dotson with an ankle injury. He ranks 24th out of 62 qualifying guards in run block win rate. And here's the matchup X factor. The X factor in this matchup, Panthers wide receiver Jalen Coker. He has a touchdown catch in 3 of his last 5 games, including 1 in Carolina's upset over the Rams in Week 13. If the Panthers are going to upset LA again, Coker will have to create explosive plays as a boundary target for Bryce Young. Very high FPI here. The highest FPI of these 6 playoff matchups. The Rams, they gave the FPI 75% to the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, you heard me right. 75% FPI for the Los Angeles Rams. Yes, I'm going with the Los Angeles Rams to win, but I do believe it's going to be closer than what you think. I'm going to go 35-27, but I am going with the Los Angeles Rams to defeat the Carolina Panthers and move on to the divisional round next weekend. Give me the Rams 35-27. Nothing more to say. Good old MF Michael Fletcher, come on in. Super Wildcard weekend kicks off tomorrow. The 5 seed LA Rams, the 4 seed Carolina Panthers in Charlotte. Who's punching the first ticket to the division round?
I think it's going to be the Rams as well. I kind of feel like the last couple of games that the Rams were kind of just playing the motions. I think they're just a more superior team. Look, if you really think about it, Carolina backdoored their way to the division title. They needed a little help from Atlanta, and Atlanta winning that game got them through. So I just don't see in any situation, if the Rams play like they are supposed to play, if Matthew Stafford goes off, if Puka Nacua plays great, if the running game is elite, I'm sorry, I do not see any chance that the Carolina Panthers does to win this game. So yes, Rams win. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the LA Rams too because, like you said, I think they're the more superior team. And let's not forget another thing, guys. They want revenge because in Week 13, the Panthers, they pulled off the upset of the Rams, and the Rams are thinking payback. So, yeah, so I'm going to make it a clean sweep here. I'm going with the Rams. I think if they just play their game, they should be able to handle their business. So, Rams are the first team. They're going to punch their ticket to the divisional round. So, with that being said, Florio, let's move on to the next game, which is the final game of Wildcard Saturday.
Set tomorrow night at 8 p.m. exclusively on Amazon Prime Video. It will be the number 2 seed in the NFC, the Chicago Bears, hosting the number 7 seed and their most hated rival, the Green Bay Packers. Soldier Field in Chicago. Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit, Kaylee Hartung. They will be there. Now, only for the people of Green Bay, Milwaukee, and Chicago, you'll be able to simulcast the game if you don't have Amazon Prime Video. Green Bay, you can watch the game on your NBC affiliate, WGBA NBC 26 in Green Bay. And for the people of Milwaukee, you can also watch the game on your Fox affiliate, WITI Fox Channel 6. And for the people of Chicago, you can watch it on your Fox affiliate, WFLD Fox 32. So that's only for the people of Green Bay, Milwaukee, and Chicago. Spread favors Green Bay Green Bay opening up as a 1.5-point favorite. Third postseason meeting between these two teams. The first one came back in 1941. These two teams in 1941, they played for, looks like it might have been the NFL championship or something, or a Western Division championship or something. At Soldier Field, Chicago won that game 33-14 in 1941. The other meeting, the 2010 NFC Championship game, played in January of 2011. It was the Green Bay Packers defeating the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field 21-14. Packers went on to win the Packers not only went on to the Super Bowl, they won the Super Bowl, defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers in one of the great Super Bowls of all time at Jerry World. So not much more to add on. I think we've got all the schematics covered. MF, tomorrow night, Amazon Prime Video, we get to renew the NFL's greatest rivalry in the playoffs. Chicago the 2, Green Bay the 7. Who's moving on?
And this is one of the more interesting matchups because this entire week you've been hearing how a lot of people's been picking Green Bay. I'm a little surprised because you would think in this situation, you're like, wait a minute, Chicago's at home. Chicago maybe has the better team. What makes Green Bay so better? Why is Green Bay getting a lot of love from the fans, from the odds makers? What are they seeing that we're not seeing? Because Jordan Love hasn't really been at 100%. The run attack hasn't really been that great. Receiving wise, not so much. Defensively, I don't know.
I think the only explanation, Fletch, for why they're slight favorites is because of maybe the experience or the lack of experience on the Chicago side. That's the only thing I could think of.
That's actually a good point. And here's one other thing. The fact of the matter is also this. There's also history. Green Bay has always been known to own Chicago. So I think that's the other narrative, is that they see this as the perfect storm for Green Bay to knock off the Chicago Bears. Is it the inexperience? Maybe. Is it because maybe they think that Green Bay is a better team than Chicago? It's possible. But whatever the case may be, I'm looking at this matchup, and if I'm Ben Johnson, I'm like, you're making us the dog. You're not respecting us. We're the division champions. And you don't think we're going to beat the Packers in our own house? Okay, bet. And now all of a sudden, now you got a very angry, very pissed off Chicago Bears team that's probably coming out of that tunnel tomorrow night with a big monkey on their back right now. That's probably the size of a Donkey Kong. Anthony knows what I'm talking about that. So, I don't know if the odds makers are just deliberately trying to piss off Chicago, because trust me, you're doing it. A lot of Bears fans that I know that are giving me a lot of lip for the last couple of days, and like, Mike, we are going to smash the Packers. We are going to embarrass Green Bay. And I'm like, well, you're going to have to prove it to me on Saturday night. You know, because I don't know, boys. I really don't know. This is one of those where I'm going to go Green Bay because I think they're going to win it. But I would not be surprised if Chicago wins this game because, like I said, this is bulletin board material. This is getting to the Bears players. And I'm telling you guys, I'm not going to be shocked if Chicago wins this game. Michael Bullock, it's yours. I got Green Bay, but I'm not 1,000% sure about this.
Yeah, this is a tough one here. Yeah, you could understand why those have Green Bay as the slight favorite, but like you said, this Bears team won the North. They are the number 2 seed. They are at home, and yet you're making us the underdogs. But like I said, I think it's because the history. Green Bay has beaten the Packers in the past in the playoffs. Especially the last time they met, which was in the 2010 season during the NFC Championship game. And you got players on Green Bay that's been to the playoffs before, while you got those on the Bears who have very, very limited playoff experience. So it's going to be very telling to see what happens. But I know Fletch went with Green Bay, but I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bears. I think Ben Johnson's got this team playing very well. He's got them heading in the right direction. He's turned this team around, and I just think this is their time. And maybe this is like, okay, this is the time we're finally going to get the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs. So I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears to win this one. So hate to do this to you, Florio, but you're the tiebreaker.
Let me get into my schematics first, and then I'll give you my thought. Green Bay has the advantage in playoff experience. The Packers are in for the 3rd straight season, although they've won just one game of their previous 2 appearances. Defensive captain Xavier McKinney said you still go out there and get beat, regardless of if you got hella experience or not. And Coach Matt LaFleur added, ultimately, it's about what you do on that day. Chicago wants to avoid another slow offensive start after getting outscored 47-21, running 66 fewer plays, losing the time of possession battle by 10 minutes and 43 seconds, and going 2 for 12 on 3rd downs in the first halves of their last 3 games. It has been an especially common trend against the Packers this season. The Bears trailed 14-3 and 6-0 at halftime in the team's regular season games last month. The biggest thing, Bears offensive coordinator Declan Doyle said the biggest thing with us playing complementary football is us getting out to that fast start, having urgency right from the first snap, and being able to go out and execute the plan, execute the openers, and be able to go put points on the board. Both quarterbacks should have all the time they need. The Bears lead the league in pass block win rate, 74%, and on plays without Micah Parsons on the field, the Packers have just a 28% pass rush win rate. On the flip side, the Bears also have almost zero pass rush, 28.8%, PRWR of 31st, while the Packers rank 6th in pass block win rate, 69%. The matchup X factor is Bears tight end Colston Loveland. He has topped 90 receiving yards in each of his last 2 games. He has the alignment versatility to work multiple levels of the field in Coach Ben Johnson's offense. Look for Loveland to see steady volume from quarterback Caleb Williams versus the Packers' zone-heavy defense. The FPI agrees with MF. MF says he has Green Bay. MF, the FPI backs you up on that. It's not as overwhelming as the Rams. Oh, no, certainly not. It's only 56%, but they do give it to Green Bay. But as far as I'm concerned, sorry, MF, I got to agree with Michael Bullock on this one. I'm going with the Chicago Bears to win this one, especially with this game being in Chicago. And the last time they met, just a few weeks ago, also on a Saturday night in Chicago, the Bears had that insane comeback from 10 down late in the 4th quarter, including an onside kick recovery. And then they went on to win it in overtime. So I'm going with the Chicago Bears to win this one as well. I agree with you, Bullock. I'm going to go 27-24 Chicago defeats Green Bay, and moves on to the divisional round. So that covers the Saturday portion. Now let's get into the triple header on Sunday. Starting Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. on CBS. This is our game now. When it comes to the 3 wildcard games, this is the Tony Mikey special right here. As it will be the number 3 seed, the Jacksonville Jaguars, at home at Everbank Field in Jacksonville, hosting the number 6 seed, my team, the Buffalo Bills. And on the call for this game, it's only fitting. Hello, friends. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. And the spread, believe it or not, favors Buffalo, but it's only by 1. Some have it at 1, others have it at 1.5, but we'll just say it's between 1 and 1.5, but they give a slight favor to Buffalo.
Actually, Anthony, on my card, I actually have Jacksonville by 1.5 now. So I don't, because and as a matter of fact, I'm going to give you the heads up on this one. I got the Rams by 10.5. I got the Packers by 2.5. So
I also have the Rams by 10.5.
Yep.
I had Green Bay by 1.5.
Nope. Now I got at 2.5, and on the Buffalo and Jags, I actually got the Jaguars by 1.5 on a site that I'm going through.
Well, obviously, I think we're reading off of different sites here because the one that I have has Buffalo by 1. So
yeah.
But anyways, third postseason meeting. Jacksonville won the previous 2. Matter of fact, the very first meeting between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills, the very first time they played each other was a playoff game. It was the 1996 AFC Wildcard. It might have been either in December of 96 or January of 97. Regardless, Jacksonville went into Buffalo. Jacksonville upset Buffalo 30-27. And then 2017 played January of 2018 in Jacksonville, also a wild card game. Jacksonville also won that one. Final score 10-3, defensive battle. A postseason game that MF will never forget. One of his all-time favorites. So those are all the schematics. So before MF and I give you our thoughts, Michael Bullock's going to start this one off on this one. So, all right, Bullock, it's Buffalo versus Jacksonville to kick off the Sunday slate. Jacksonville, the hottest team right now, whereas Buffalo, so many times, since the Josh Allen era, so close year after year after year after year. But so many of those years, it was Patrick Mahomes standing in the way. There is no Patrick Mahomes. One other year, it was Joe Burrow standing in the way. Joe Burrow's not playing. And also, even though he beat him last year, there's no Lamar Jackson either. So if it's not this year for Josh Allen in Buffalo, when will it be?
Who knows? Could this be the year? Especially like you said, no Joe Burrow, no Patrick Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson. But you got to deal with a really good Jaguars team in Jacksonville. So, but this is going to be a tough one. I think this should be a good one here, but I'm sorry to say it, Florio, but look, I love your team. You are the biggest Bills fan that I know, but I'm sorry to do it. But look, if this game was in Buffalo, I would definitely go with your team. But this is in Jacksonville, Duval country. So I'm sorry to do this to you, man, but I got to ride with the Jacksonville Jaguars to win this one. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be close, but I just think Jacksonville is the better team, and I think they'll somehow pull this one out. So it's yours, Florio.
No worries on that one. Bills coach Sean McDermott has never won a road playoff game in his Bills tenure, 0-5. In the 4 games with quarterback Josh Allen, the Bills defense has been the statistical difference on the road, where they allowed 33.5 points a game on the road versus 19.8 allowed at Highmark Stadium. The team is embracing this challenge. Defensive end Greg Russo said, being able to just have that mentality of it's you and your guys versus everybody else, we embrace that. And I mean, we're excited. We could play anywhere. The headlines might be about the quarterbacks, but this game likely will be decided on the ground. The Jaguars' top-ranked run defense versus the league's leading rusher in James Cook. The Jaguars did not allow a 100-yard rusher in the regular season. Defensive coordinator Anthony Campanelli said, it's a challenge at every level of the defense, and the running back obviously is elite. Cook does a tremendous job of finding cracks. You look at some of the stuff on tape, there's nowhere to go, and he pops through there. The Jaguars have a 67.8% pass block win rate, which ranks ninth best, but is by far the best for a Jaguars team with quarterback Trevor Lawrence under center. A part of that solution, Cole Van Lanen. Cole Van Lanen, who took over at left tackle in Week 13 and has a 92% pass block win rate, which is 22nd best at the position and an upgrade over Walker Little. The matchup X factor is Bills cornerback Taron Johnson. His ability to get to depth in Buffalo's foundational zone coverage is key versus a Jaguars passing game that features deep in-breaking concepts. Here, Johnson can close the intermediate windows, which will limit Lawrence's explosive play ability. FPI agrees with you, Bullock. They do agree with you, but it's not much. It's the lowest FPI of the 6 games this weekend. It is in favor of Jacksonville, but it's only 52%. It's only 52. That's it. I respect your opinion about Jacksonville. Absolutely. I am certainly not taking them lightly. I'd be lying if I told you I was not, worried about this game, because they've ended our postseason twice before. Both times in this round. Once in Buffalo and once in Jacksonville. And this is in Jacksonville. And Jacksonville is the hottest team. But as I mentioned, in the Josh Allen era, in this postseason run that Buffalo's been on the last 5 or so years, the only 2 quarterbacks that have ended our season have been Patrick Mahomes and and Joe Burrow. Where are they? Neither of them are playing. There's no Mahomes, there's no Burrow, and there's no Lamar Jackson either. But the fact, and a lot of people are saying this is the clearest path that Buffalo has had, that Buffalo will have of going to the Super Bowl. By golly, it is not going to be easy. We've seen 6 seeds go on the road. We've seen teams go on the road, and we've seen wildcard teams go all the way. The last to do it was Tom Brady's 2020 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were the last to do it. It's been done a few other times before. 20 years ago, the Pittsburgh Steelers were in this same position. They had to win 3 games on the road. And what did they do? They won 3 games on the road. They went to the Super Bowl. And they won. This is a different animal. I know the likelihood of my being a lone wolf on this one is very likely. But then again, you never know what MF's going to say. So I'm not going to assume. We'll let MF do that thing I like in just a moment. But Jacksonville is a great team. They deserve to be where they are. Liam Cohen should most certainly be in the conversation for Coach of the Year. Abso-freaking-lutely. That run defense is impenetrable. They're on a major hot streak right now. They're rolling. Trevor Lawrence, this is the best he's played since his Clemson days. And I have all the respect in the world for that team. And they deserve to be where they are right now. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I know I'm probably going to be a lone wolf on this one. There is a good chance I could be wrong about this. But I'm just going to say it like this. Win or lose on Sunday, even though there have been times I've wanted to give up on this team and lose faith in this team, as long as Josh Allen is the quarterback of this team, I'm never going to lose faith. And it's the journey's going to be tough, but it's not going to be easy. They're going to punch us in the mouth. They're going to beat the holy hell out of us. This is not going to be an easy game by any stretch. What Buffalo just did to the New York Jets last Sunday in what will likely be the farewell of Highmark Stadium, when they absolutely smashed the Jets, that is not going to happen on Sunday. But regardless of what happens, win or lose, they're my team till I die. It's as simple as that. Even if they don't ever win a Super Bowl in my lifetime. But as I and so many in Bills Mafia always say, just one before I die. That's all I can say. Just one. Even if it's only one. I will be content and satisfied the rest of my life. But at the end of the day, I am going to go with the Buffalo Bills to win. I know I'm probably going to be wrong about this. I know I'm probably going to be flying. I'm probably going to be lone wolfing this. Most likely. You never know. But I'm going with the Buffalo Bills to win this game. 27-20. Buffalo goes into Jacksonville and steals it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But damn it to hell, I'm proud of those guys. Regardless of what happens. I effing love that team. I do. Always and forever. Raw time over. Let's get down to serious business now. Good old MF Michael Fletcher, come on in. This is our game. It was a tough pick. We easily could have done any of these games, honestly. We honestly could have.
Yeah.
But this was the one.
This was the one.
Especially with Jim Nantz. And one last thing, MF, before I give it to you. The one thing I take the most comfort in when it comes to this game, you know how much of a good luck charm Jim Nantz has been to Buffalo. You know how great a good luck charm he's been this year.
Yep, he has.
3-0. He called 3 Bills games this year.
And all 3 games, Buffalo and Buffalo's won all 3. Yeah. And
two of them were on the road.
Yeah.
So nothing more to say. Perhaps this might be the clearest path for Josh Allen and the Bills. No Mahomes, no Burrow standing in the way. Jacksonville's red hot. They're great. We know that. They deserve to be where they are. This is going to be a fun one. Nothing more to say. Phil Simms to my Jim Nantz. Do that thing I like. Hello, friends.
The only problem I have with Anthony, with everything you just said, is that Jacksonville owns Buffalo. They have your number. And that's the one thing. Yes, there is no Lamar Jackson. Yes, there is no Joe Burrow. Yes, there is no Patrick Mahomes. But you're dealing with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the last time I checked, the Jaguars are 2-0 against you in the playoffs. And on top of that, Josh Allen, just like every great quarterback that there's a kryptonite, Jacksonville is Josh Allen's kryptonite. For some odd reason, just like the great Tom Brady, yes, he was the GOAT, but guess who was his kryptonite? The Miami Dolphins. Just like any other time, Josh Allen dominates every other team in the NFL. But for some odd reason, Jacksonville, they figure him out. They're not afraid of him. And now you're going to Jacksonville in their house on Super Wildcard weekend. Anthony, I'm sorry. Normally, any other time, I can see a path, the confidence, and everything else. I get it. I understand it. But the logic doesn't mix with reality. It doesn't. Now, any other time, I would be that, nah, Jacksonville, easy win. But no, because here's the problem. Travis Hunter's been hurt. And if you notice, offensively, Jacksonville has struggled. If Buffalo can rely on just giving the football to James Cook, Buffalo has a chance. They have a puncher's chance to win this game. But I just don't have the faith or the confidence to say that Buffalo's going to win. I don't. I feel like Jacksonville is going to figure it out. They'll eke the win, and they'll sneak by. So Jacksonville will win this. Anthony, yes, you are indeed low wolfing, but the thing is that it's kind of one of those where if Buffalo can run the football, establish that early, then you may have a chance here to pull the upset. And yes, this is an easy path. But the problem is, you ran into the wrong team during this easy path. If this was Houston, if this was Pittsburgh, if this was Pittsburgh, you guys got this easy in the bag. But the problem is, you got the Jaguars. You ran into the team that has the kryptonite. That's why I think Buffalo goes home. Any other team, if you would have played against New England, hell, if this was the Patriots and the Bills, I'm picking Buffalo over New England. Sorry, Bullock, but I am. If this was Pittsburgh and Buffalo, I'm picking Buffalo any day of the week. The problem is you're running into the kryptonite. You're running into the team that owns you, that has the history against you. That's why you're going home. Any other team, you're going through. So, sorry, Florio, but yeah, you're on your own on this island. Good luck on Sunday. It's yours.
I certainly wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville wins. I wouldn't. I'm not dismissing it. But, yeah, and I'm not surprised that I'm lone wolfing this. I had a feeling I was going to be. So with that being said, let's move on to our next matchup, which will feature Sunday afternoon at 4:30 over on Fox. It will be the number 3 seed, the Philadelphia Eagles, at home at Lincoln Financial Field, hosting the number 6 seed, the San Francisco 49ers. Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Aaron Andrews, Tom Rinaldi. Philadelphia opening up as a 6-point favorite. Third postseason meeting between these two. The first one came 1996 season. It was either December of 96 or January of 97. NFC wildcard game in San Francisco. 49ers won that game 14-0. The other meeting, 2022 NFC Championship game, January of 2023. At the Link, at Lincoln Financial Field, Philadelphia smashed San Francisco 31-7. So with that being said, let's dive on in. In an alternate universe, Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio would be working with 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan. Fangio spent time with the 49ers during the 2022 offseason, and Shanahan planned to hire him when all signs pointed to D'Amico Ryans leaving. He did. He went to Houston. But Fangio signed with Miami in 2023, and then he joined the Eagles in 2024. Now Shanahan faces the task of scoring against a Fangio-led defense that ranks 5th in points allowed a game at 19.1. Fangio, schematically, he has always been the best to me, Shanahan said. Has a very sound scheme that he doesn't need to change up very much. It just naturally changes with how he does his coverages, how he does his fronts, the personnel groupings he does. He's very good at getting a beat on what you're trying to do and making you adjust. Philadelphia was equally respectful towards Shanahan. Fangio was complimentary of Shanahan's scheme and his ability to call plays, and he noted how everything is packaged well together and is purposeful on offense for San Francisco. The 49ers use motion on 70% of their offensive plays, third most in the NFL. Linebacker Jalen Phillips said it's an offense that challenges your eyes and your discipline. If you let all of the moving pieces affect you, that's when they take advantage of people. Since week 7, the week after 49er linebacker Fred Warner's ankle injury, the 49ers are allowing opponents a 47% success rate on design runs. That's the third highest. Though the Eagles haven't been nearly as successful on the ground this season as they were in 2024, San Francisco's defense could present the opportunity for running back Saquon Barkley to have a big game. The X factor is Eagles safety Reed Blankenship. He will be asked to play a two-way role in the secondary, limiting the middle of the field targets in the 49ers route tree, while also filling the alleys to cut off running back Christian McCaffrey in the run game. Blankenship had 53 solo tackles and 1 interception this season. The FPI goes with Philadelphia, 55% going with the Eagles. And I am actually going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game as well. I'm going to say final score here. I'm going to go 24-20. Philadelphia defeats San Francisco and moves one step closer to defending their Super Bowl title. This is the first step. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So I'm going with Philly here, 24-20. So MF, the defending champs, looking to defend their Super Bowl championship, going up against the San Francisco 49ers, Lincoln Financial Field, 3-6. Who's moving on?
Yeah, I'm giving it to the Philadelphia Eagles as well. I really feel like they're going to win this game. Like you said, as long as they use their run attack, utilize Saquon Barkley, and then Jalen Hurts also needs to use his legs. That's the one thing that we always need to see. Offensively for the 49ers, obviously, Christian McCaffrey, you guys see Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's been looking really good lately. The last few games, he looked really sharp, except for this last couple of games, he looked off. Like that was a horrible performance by him. Especially with the division, with the title, with everything on the line, and they didn't, do anything good with that outcome. So for me, I got to give the credit to the Eagles. I think they're going to win this game. So Michael Bullock, it is all yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Eagles as well. I mean, yeah, the 49ers just have not been good lately, especially the last game they had, and yeah, Philadelphia just needs to do their thing, especially with Jalen Hurts, and especially if they want to take that next step, that they want to repeat as champs. So I'm gonna go with the Philadelphia Eagles as well. So there's nothing more to say. Florio, we already did your team. Now it's time to talk about my team.
Indeed, we are. The final game of Sunday Night Football Playoff Edition. 8:15 Sunday night on NBC. It will be the number 2 seed, Michael Bullock's team, the New England Patriots, hosting the number 7 seed, the Los Angeles Chargers, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark. New England opening up as a 3.5-point favorite. 4th postseason meeting between these two teams. The first one came in 1963. They played for the AFL championship. the then San Diego Chargers smashed the Boston Patriots 51-10. And then 2006 AFC Divisional Playoff in San Diego, January of 2007. The Chargers that year were the number 1 seed, but that didn't stop the Patriots. Patriots went into San Diego and stole that one, 24-21. And then the following year, they met in the AFC Championship game. The undefeated Patriots surviving the Chargers 21-12. And then last but not least, 2018, January of 2019. That was at Gillette. That AFC Championship game was at Gillette. And this other divisional game was also in Gillette. New England winning that one 41-28, 3-1, the postseason advantage in favor of the New England Patriots against the Los Angeles Chargers. MF, this game, we ranked this as our number 2 game out of the 3. So Chargers, Patriots, one more time. Justin Herbert and the Chargers going up against one of the favorites for one of the front runners for MVP and Drake May. Chargers, they've been there before. Patriots, first time in 4 years. The question is this Patriot team for real? We're about to find out.
Oh, I think that they are, and if you're a New England Patriot fan, you are very fortunate with the road that you got in this Super Bowl, or the road that you're going to have on your way to possibly the Super Bowl. This game is without a doubt the most easiest game of the matchup, and like I said, if this would have been Buffalo, I would have gone easily with the Bills to knock out New England because of the fact that Josh Allen has had a history of dominating the New England Patriots, and fortunately in this situation, New England would have gone home. I'm sorry to say, Michael Bullock, you guys would not have stood a chance against Buffalo. I don't think so. I will say this: I like New England for a number of different reasons. One, I don't think the Patriots are afraid of the moment. I think they're right now kind of playing with the house money, and I know a lot of people will say that they don't, that with Vrabel and with everything going on, with the way New England's been playing this year, that they should win this game. 2, the history of the Chargers, especially with Justin Herbert. Herbert, for some odd reason, he is just as a jinx as what Josh Allen is to Buffalo. For some odd reason, he can never get out of this round. It's like every time he gets there, he implodes. Either something bad happens or they have a lead and they blow it. We all remember what Jacksonville did to the Chargers a few years ago. Chargers were well ahead, well on their way. And the Jacksonville Jaguars not only came back, but they won that game. And Herbert got knocked out. I'm sorry, Charger fans. You're not beating New England in Gillette. New England's going to win this one. And I'll even put a score on this. 30-13. The Patriots knock out the Chargers. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Oh, that's music to my ears. But yeah, I mean, like you said, Justin Herbert's been, like you said, a jinx, and also, I mean, the history with these two in the playoffs. And last time I checked, the Patriots have won that. I mean, going back to, like you said, the first meeting, and then of course in 2006 in the divisional round, the 2007 AFC Championship, and then in the divisional round against them in 2018. And Mike Vrabel's got this team playing very well this season. I mean, surprising a lot of people. Yes, they say it's a soft schedule, but this is your opportunity to show, hey, we can hang with these guys. We already beat Buffalo. We hung with the then playoff team in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is our time to show that we can hang with these guys. So And I think Drake May is going to be I think he should win the MVP, especially with the kind of season he's having, not just with his arm, but with his legs too. So I'm going to go with the Patriots to win this one. So it's yours, Florio.
Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert has been playing through a fractured left hand since week 13, but he said this week that his hand feels the best it has since the injury. Herbert and other key starters rested in week 18, a decision he said proved beneficial. He said, I'd say definitely not taking hits on it last week was probably pretty helpful. Patriots quarterback Drake May noted that the Chargers don't allow many explosive plays by keeping everything in front of them, and that they are a top 5 defense in forcing 3-and-outs. So a point of emphasis for the Patriots is to sustain drives and then capitalize on one-on-one matchups. One-on-one, I like our guys. Ball placement, I like giving them a chance to go make a play. At the same time, be patient. Don't be bored being efficient and executing underneath and letting things come to you. That's what Drake May said of the approach against the Chargers. The Patriots' average of 8.7 air yards per attempt ranks as the second most in the NFL, but that makes for an interesting matchup against the Chargers' defense, which allows opponents just 5 air yards per attempt, third lowest. Los Angeles achieves that by being the most too-high heavy, 57% defense, and the league's most zone-heavy defense at 70%. The matchup X factor is Patriots tight end Hunter Henry. His ability to uncover and work the seams gives the Patriots an edge in the red zone. Henry has 5 red zone touchdown receptions this season, including 2 in his last 3 games. He should be a priority target for Drake May. Small FPI for New England. New England is favored only by 53%. A 53% FPI for New England. I'm surprised it's not higher, but it is what it is. But I'm going to make it unanimous. I am going to go with the New England Patriots to win this game as well. I am going to go 26-23. New England moves on, defeats the Chargers, and that is that. Final game of the night to wrap up Super Wildcard weekend. Monday Night Football on ESPN, 8:15. It's on ESPN and also simulcast on ABC. It will feature the number 4 seed, the Pittsburgh Steelers, at home at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, hosting the number 5 seed, the Houston Texans. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Lisa Salters, and Laura Rutledge on the call. And Houston opening up as a 3-point favorite. No history, so this is the first ever. This is going to mark the first ever playoff meeting between the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Michael Bullock, we started off with you for the final game of the night. Houston Texans, of course, number 1 defense, the scariest defense in the NFL, bar none, although Denver and Jacksonville have something to say about that, of course. And Pittsburgh, it took a walk-off missed field goal by the Ravens' Tyler Loop last Sunday night after Boswell missed that extra point. And Pittsburgh, very fortunate to be in this game, in a game that many felt they should have lost, especially on that field goal, but they missed it, shanked it wide right.
Yeah, a lot of people said that they should have lost this, but it is what it is, and thing is they're here, and this is, like you said, a huge opportunity for them to show why they're here. But you're going up against the Texans and this defense that is really good. So I know it's in Pittsburgh, but I got to go with the Houston Texans to win this one. So it's yours, Florio.
Texans coach D'Amico Ryans has the utmost respect for Steelers coach Mike Tomlin, saying he has done it for a long time and pointing out how Tomlin sends encouragement his way. However, based on Monday's news conference, Ryans will use the coverage being heavily slanted toward the Steelers as a rallying cry. He showed slight annoyance at the number of questions he received about Pittsburgh by sarcastically saying, "Y'all excited about the Steelers." In the 2024 playoffs, he used the pro Chargers coverage as motivation for the team before its 32-12 win in the wild card round last year. The Steelers' offensive line will face its greatest challenge of the season in the pass rush tandem of Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter, 29.5 sacks combined. Steelers left tackle Dylan Cook said both of them just present major threats. It's more so their changeups. We all know they're kind of power guys, but they both have really good spin moves. They both have really good motors, good hand usage. The line has played well since Cook joined the group a month ago, giving up only 2 sacks in each of the last 3 games. There is perhaps no game more relevant for the Steelers' ultra-quick average time to throw of 2.62 seconds, fastest in the NFL, than this one. That's because of the edge rushers they are facing. Will Anderson recorded 62 pass rush wins this season, second most, and Danielle Hunter delivers plenty of disruption as well. Pittsburgh might be uniquely suited to mitigate that threat because of Aaron Rodgers' quick release. Those standout defensive backs, Derek Stingley Jr., Kamari Lassiter, and Jalen Petrie, will surely know that also. The X factor, it's Will Anderson. He can play a difference-making role, sending an edge to limit the Steelers' outside zone run game, while also creating chaos as a pass rusher to disrupt Rodgers' rhythm. FPI gives it to Houston, 55% going with the Texans, and I am also going to go with the Houston Texans to win this game as well. I'm going to go 21-17. Houston defeats Pittsburgh and moves on to the divisional round. Nothing more to say. Take us home, MF.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to go with the Houston Texans as well. I think we all kind of are feeling the same way. Pittsburgh is, especially after the way that Pittsburgh played, it almost scares us to the point that I don't think none of us kind of gives that much of a belief that they're going to win this game. So yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm going also with the Houston Texans to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Anthony, it is yours.
What time tomorrow night, MF, for the Cerebral Smack Talk as we wrap up?
We'll do it at 10.
Okay, very good. All right, so with that will put the bow on the Super Wildcard Weekend edition of TXN Sports World NFL Friday. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in as always. We'll be back with you again tomorrow night, 10 p.m., as MF mentioned. Over on his channel, Braves Fan 95, we got the Cerebral Smack Talk. It will be TNA Impact, a historic Friday night SmackDown, to say the very least. And then in the Mikey's Mindset, MF will have a recap of Wrestle Kingdom, featuring the final match in the storied career of Hiroshi Tanahashi. We'll get into that tomorrow night. Tuesday night, it will be Ridiculously Raw here on the Tone 25 on Tuesday night, around that 10:30 time slot. It will be Monday Night Raw. It will be NXT. And I will give you the card for a TNA Genesis. We will preview the TNA. We will also have a preview of the TNA Genesis pay-per-view. And then next Friday night, it will be the divisional playoff edition of TXN Sports World NFL Friday, where we will preview the 4 games that make up the divisional playoffs. And then we will also be previewing the college football playoff national championship game. It is all set. It will be the number 1 Indiana Hoosiers squaring off against the number 10 seed Miami Hurricanes. Indiana opening up as a 7.5-point favorite already. They already announced the spread. Indiana 7.5 is the early spread. So we'll get into all that next Friday night. And that is it. So until tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk over on MF's channel, Brace Bay 95, this is Anthony Florio here for Michael Bullock. And in spirit, good old MF Michael Fletcher. And of course, our longtime dear friend and First Lady Dee Dee Woodson. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune Forest style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Saturday. And until tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk you've been watching, the Super Wildcard Weekend edition of TXN Sports World NFL Friday, right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and StreamYard.com. For everybody who has been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long, and bye, everybody. Bye.